So whenever we go live, we sit in this screen for about 1 minute. That sends off all the notifications and whatnot to people. And then we begin.
Alex, I
Oh,
think you should
and
start doing the Dance Mom things where you like put a pyramid of players and you're like, you're at the top of the pyramid this week.
I could actually make a
Just to
pyramid.
spice things
I
up.
I can make a new layout where I can make pyramids. Yeah, like a tier list. Why did you have to say that after I went live? I could have made a new layout.
Okay, Brooke, you have to lock it into your memory to remind him next week.
Oh god. Okay. I'll try.
Problem is, I don't. I mean, like, I'm gonna be in the doghouse the moment Jess is not at the top. So, yeah.
I'll just leave and then fuck up your whole pyramid.
Exactly what you would do.
Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
I support women's rights to destroy pyramids whenever they want.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I forgot to say one thing to Ryan. Ryan, you might have noticed there's a music channel in the Discord. You can go to that music channel, and that's where I put in the stuff. I recommend putting it in on like a separate tab with the volume nice and low, so it's sort of like an
Way ahead
ambient
of
in
ya.
the background. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, welcome back, everybody, for Magic Mysterium for Monday night. This is we're coming back after a pretty big bombshell. We had a episode where we went down into the under dungeon, or rather, fell down, and found our way through a mysterious ruin. Was beset by a dangerous creature. You guys were able to put up some good barricades and stuff. It was a good idea, and in the end, was able to procure a powerful relic. Not to mention the death of one of our characters, one of our actual characters, Laurent, just squashed like a pancake. But that's not gonna stop us. All right. Our scene first begins at the end of the first semester. Snow is beginning to come down, but has not yet blanketed anything. Just sort of flutters and flits in the sky. There's a cold chill in the air, but not enough that you have to wear a coat. Just sort of that odd in between. Thea, you know that you're going to be. That soon the grounds here are going to be covered in a fine layer of white snow. And Gigi, Holly, you guys gathering your things or walking back toward the carriages. You can see Thea right now standing in the doorway as you guys walk past. Looks like she's not going anywhere.
Oh, hey, Thea, you're staying here? Is that your usual thing? Are the glasses new? Because I feel like I haven't seen these.
Oh, she's not wearing the glasses right now.
Okay.
I usually stay here over break. Well, I stayed here before we got here, so makes sense I never leave.
Gotcha. Has that thing been talking to you anymore lately?
He's been pretty silent. Very silent.
Unnervingly quiet, kind of like a rabbit when it's twitching its nose.
Doesn't that just mean the rabbit's about to sneeze?
Holly, you can see Gigi and Thea talking nearby as you're hoisting your things down the way.
Holly is hobbling with her luggage that she knows that she's gonna have to probably
Oh, true.
make a like rolling.
Probably Colin's there carrying it for you. He's a gentlemanly fellow.
Okay.
So she hobbles into scene here. Colin and Tell.
Oh, do you need any more help with your luggage?
I've got it mostly. It's actually pretty
Yeah.
light.
I don't pack a lot. After one terrible plane ride um to Ireland, it was not a good time. Exploding luggage, bad. My parents don't let me out of the country anymore. Anyway, are you all packed, Thea? You're not going anywhere?
No. I was just going to stay with my aunt.
You get to stay here, Colin says. Man, I envy you.
It's not all it's cracked up to me. It's kind of boring after a while.
I could get started on next year's stuff.
Yeah, Colin, you really do bring Teacher's Pet to a whole new level.
Thea's nose like wrinkles at him.
Hey, Thea.
God, Holly, you got
Wilfred shows up on the other
the
side.
most Ravenclaw ever. Hi.
At that point, Wilfred would show up. Hey, Thea. He kind of puts an arm around you, gives it a little, almost chokehold hug. Oh, I'll see you later, okay? See you in
Okay.
only a few months.
Make sure to write.
Yeah,
if you
totally.
can.
Oh, hi. Probably won't be any issue. Probably. Fingers crossed.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his ability to write, not his situation.
If you weren't already an invalid, I would probably break your shins.
Invalid is a very mean word to throw around.
You have to remember that he's British.
It is the proper term.
How is your leg? Is it getting better?
It doesn't hurt anymore. Not really. I can't put any pressure on it, but it should. It's not like my femur cracked, so.
What's the femur?
Right. Okay.
I'm going to write down some anatomy textbooks for you to check out from the library.
Don't worry about it. She's not gonna read. She's just gonna color it in like usual.
Well, usually with books, I like to use them as pillows and then absorb it osmosis-wise. I find it much more entertaining to dream about it than it is to read about it.
You can do that?
Thea, you know what? I'm gonna move the scene along. So you guys talk for a little while, and then you watch as they leave off onto the train together. Not the train, the carriage is off together toward the train. And suddenly the school is quiet for the most part. and kind of stand there in the northern courtyard, and this pang of something hits you. Ow. It starts small and then begins to get more and more painful, something piercing right through your temple. And Laurent, that's when you notice Thea in the north courtyard. Quite a bit of pain on her.
Excellent. Laurent will kind of wander in like a circle around to being in front of her, and then be like, "Thea, are you dying?"
And Thea, wait, Laurent's still here. Everyone else already left on the carriages.
The carriage has already left. You should have been with them.
Yeah, for some reason I just didn't feel like explaining to my parents that I'm cursed in a very unique way that's very hard to break. It just seemed like it'd be like a kind of trouble. Um, for example, I realized I can't change clothes in this curse, so I'm just stuck in this uniform specifically. He will like pull at his blazer like he's trying to like pull it off, and it just doesn't.
Oh, that looks uncomfortable.
I don't really feel it.
Would you like to write a letter to them to at least explain?
Oh, I already did. It's on the owl now, but you know, I just said I'm going to be staying back to do like a bunch of classes and working hard on my studies to get better grades. That seems like something they would care about.
Most parents do.
Dear, dear, lunch is ready. You can hear Trelawney, your aunt, call out from you from the doorway nearby. Is it day?
I'm sorry, what'd she say?
Oh, is he staying? She notices Laurent.
Oh, would you... But you're more than welcome to accompany us if you would like to hang out in our section of the castle.
Yeah, sure, I might as well. I feel like it's going to be pretty lonely here, so it's not like a big issue. And plus, your aunt's really cool. Everyone knows.
She puts her hand out. You guys follow her, and we'll kind of cut the scene to where you guys are entering into the divinations tower. And Trelawney is out here. She flicks her wand and like puts some candles back on. Oh, please put them out. Don't want to fire again, she says. And Laurent, you enter in here for the first time. Beautiful red drapery and everything, and you can see a little nook that's on the left hand side past some curtains that have a little dining area, a little like hangout spot, and there's a pillow like an area with pillows you can just like sit on the ground. And I think Trelawney's like, make yourself at home. I'll go get the food. She heads off for a moment, and uh, Thea, that pang of pain hits again. This time you can hear a visible yelp from Thea, Laurent. You look to your right, and she looks in real distress.
Are you okay?
My head, it keeps hurting. I'm not
I,
sure.
I hope you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, she says, showing up and taking them down for you two. And I think she says, "Thea, here you are, crust cut off just as you like it." And as she hands it to you, you turn toward her, and she drops the plate, and it shatters on the ground. And Thea, you open your eyes, and you can't see it. In fact, you can't see anything. You, you're not sure what's going on. There's a pang of panic that comes through you. Goodness, Butterfingers! She casts out Reparo, and the plate comes back together. And as she comes back up, she looks at you and says, "Is everything all right, dear?"
She said her head was hurting a minute ago, so maybe just a migraine or something.
I hope it's not that flying class. They always say that you can have many concussions starting that one. And how many fingers am I holding up, dear?
Aunt Trelawney, I can't see it.
I'm sorry? How many fingers?
I can't see your hand.
What?
Or much of anything.
She like waves in front of your face, and there's this like little bit of fear that comes through her. And then at that moment, you're like trying so hard. You rub your eyes, rub them, and you open. You can see these little sparkles come over your vision, and you can see again. Whew. Perhaps oculus potion, like a talk to Madame Pomfrey.
I can go get Madame Pomfrey if you want.
Perfect, perfect, my boy. Thea, do you speak up?
It might not be that bad of a problem. I can see now. It must have just been a trick of the light.
She like snaps her fingers in front of you, and you kind of react backward. Don't scare me, my dear. Don't scare me. She takes up and gives you guys, and we all have some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Our scene will transition again. Laurent, you stay around the castle, doing what you will, maybe meeting a few other cursed individuals around.
Yep. He does not
And
acknowledge that any of them are what they are. He
Mhm.
does claim that they're all cursed. He is 100% on the bit continuously.
and our scene will transition to a month or two later, December 25th, Christmas time. Trelawney has entirely changed the divination tower with a big Yule tree, and the fireplace is warm right now. There's presents underneath, and enjoying a good time in the morning. Tia, you wake up um, for the early morning Christmas and look over at your nightstand. You can see sitting on a little cushion is a small orb about the size of a golf ball. Striations that are cut in it almost make it look like a sort of eye all in itself. Put your hand out and tap it. Nothing. Can't hear it. There have been times over the past month where you feel like you heard something raced in here and nothing. Nothing. You go back down the stairs now in your pajamas, and you can see Madame Trelawney is I think currently using her wand to like pour some cups of eggnog. You're right on time, she says. The mills should be getting here in a minute.
Oh, good. Have you seen Laurent around at all?
I'm sure it's floating around somewhere.
Well, let me know if you see him. I want to give him a present for Christmas.
There's a knock at the door, and Trelawney comes over and undoes the latch there. Wonderful, you've made it. Well, of course, I wouldn't think to miss. Not 3 years in a row. Come in, come in. And Professor Milne comes in with his daughter Sadie. I have some presents if you'll take them. Trelawney takes them, and coming in behind them is Drusilla, who looks really off-put even just being here. Yeah. Hey, since when are you around here?
I live here?
Oh, I never see you in the Ravenclaw common room. So, Sadie
Oh,
says,
that's because I live here. She'll like gesture to the tower.
I invited her. Sadie says, no one should be alone on Christmas.
The more the merrier.
Right, Christmas, Trelawney says, yes, as well as Saturnalia kind of doing a joint this year, I suppose. Milne says, always celebrated Christmas ever since I was little. Here, these are yours. And Trelawney takes them happily. Thank you very much. Let us see, let us see. I got them on order. I hope they're the right size. That happens in the background. And then Thea, while no one else is looking, behind um Drusilla, you see the door not open, but Laurent passes through it and drops down.
And Thea like purses her lips because she's been trying really hard not to tell Laurent he's a ghost. Or just play along.
I was told there'd be eggnog, Drusilla says, having not noticed him behind her.
Yeah, it's over on the table there.
He heads
That's
off.
good. I love eggnog.
Whoa! Man, you're oddly quiet, he says,
They
and
teach
goes
us
to
to
the
be
eggnog.
sneaky and Slytherin. It's kind of one of our whole things.
Are you able to taste eggnog in that state?
Yeah, it depends on the day. Sometimes the curse is harsher than others. You know, every now and again I need to get someone else to taste my cooking for me, but I'll manage.
Thea, as he says that, that's when you can hear a distant whisper, something on the air, something calling down toward you. And you turn, just starting to recognize it. You can hear, "All right, everyone's here. Let's begin. Let's begin." People start to gather around. Um, your aunt always seems to be in a bit more high spirits around this time of year. It's a hell of a lot better than during October when she's probably at her lowest. Um, and you pull yourself away from that, and you can see everybody starting to sit down in a circle. And as people exchange presents, and Thea, did you actually have something you want to give Laurent, or should that just be in the background?
It was just gonna be a stupid little like rabbit's foot.
Sure. um, so we kind of get that scene where Laurent like has the rabbit's foot and is um thinking like, "Where's the rest of the rabbit? I'd love to make some rabbit stew."
Yeah, I think the line it cuts away on is, oh well, I've been so unlucky I was late. Surely this will fix it.
And Drusilla gets like an extra large knitted scarf from Sadie. Sadie's got like a big smile on her face, like, "Do you like it?" And Drusilla's like, "Yeah, thanks. Great, great." Like way too big for her. And Trelawney ends up getting some like uh gets like a new tarot card deck, and Trelawney also fakes that she enjoys it from Garrett. "Oh, thank you. It's very beautiful, very." The illustrations, they don't move. Oh, it's from a Muggle shop, Milton says. Oh, right, right. She doesn't enjoy them. Um, and that continues for a little while. You get a present from your aunt. It's, yeah, yeah, this is Well, it was your mother's.
Oh, thank you. She'll take it and very gently unwrap it.
And when you open it, you can see there is a almost Victorian era style jet and ivory pendant. You know, the kind of ones that have like the white like insignia on them, and it has a lace like thing to go around your neck, like a choker, basically. I don't really know what they're called in an official sense. Anyone know what I'm talking about? No.
No.
I will allow you, though, Thea, to tell me what the symbol is on the pendant. I'll try to get a picture.
Oh God. Probably
A
something pretty
gun.
simple.
It's a gun. Okay,
I would love for it to be a gun. But it's
um,
probably a crescent moon, something simple like that.
a crescent moon. I'll say that with like a little star on it. I do have pictures. I immediately found them. I'm just trying to find one that's apt, I guess. Yeah, kind of like these. It's a black background, or like a dark, deep navy, and then a white thing, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. May it give you good luck, it says. Oh! I immediately found literally Victorian era, sort of like choker necklace. This is exactly what I was thinking. There you go.
Yeah.
And as you look down at this beautiful little thing, holding it in your hands and thinking of your mother, there is like a knife that carves right through your mind. There is a sudden pang of pain. There is a yelp from Thea, and Thea, everything goes black. People begin to freak out. Are you all right, my darling? Thea? Milne steps up.
It's back. I can't see again.
Get Madame Pomfrey! Get Madame Pomfrey! She yells, and people begin to rush out. She runs out, including Professor Milne. Sadie and Drusilla are kind of on you, trying to make sure you're okay. And Thea, you can hear this chanting, this loud singing in your ears, this melody that you recall, but no one else seems to hear it. Do you want to run back up to your room?
Yeah, if I can, based off of like memory.
Thea, you try to get up to your feet and rush over toward the stairwell. Laurent, you see her do this. The girls are like trying to go after her. As she like grabs onto the railing and is trying to trip up the stairs at this time. What do you do, Laurent?
Uh, I think Laurent will kind of move towards her and go, "Hey, just wait a second. Like you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna fall over."
Laurent helps her and tries to make sure she doesn't fall over, tries to pull her back. Thea continues on, and Thea and Laurent get to the top of the stairs. And when you do, Laurent, you can see under the lip of the door, there's a bright yellow light shining out of it.
And I can see this.
Yes, the like Drusilla and Sadie are calling from the bottom of the stairs, like, I think you should just stay here.
Nah, I'm gonna walk right towards it. I'll walk towards the bright light. Nothing bad can happen to me.
You Do you want to open the door? Just wondering.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like the question. You could maybe walk through it. So.
I could, but there are people watching, so I will open
Yeah.
it.
And yeah, you open up the door, and Thea and you walk through, and Thea, you can't see anything except for one bead of light, and it kind of shines right into your vision. Laurent, you can see that orb has blown open the top of its lockbox and is currently hovering about 4 feet in the air. And there is a pulse that comes off of it. And Thea, you feel that again, that pang of pain in your head. And uh, Thea, do you want to go grab it?
Yeah, she'll start stumbling towards it.
You stumble over, you can see it. You kind of like trip on like a nearby object, maybe like a small bench that was in the middle of the room, and kind of hit your shin hard. Ow! You come up and grab onto it, and as you hold it in your hand, all the glowing compacts down into it, and you can only see it, this beautiful glowing golden orb. And as you hold it in your hands, Laurent, you can hear people rushing up the stairs, and Trelawney says, I have her, she's here. And Pumphrey says, um, sorry. She says, I'm sorry I was needed. Pumphrey enters into your room. Thea, you have this thing in your hand. What do you do?
She is going to try to put it in her pajamas pocket.
You turn around, and they sit you down, try to look after you, and Christmas is a little messed up this year. But nobody except Laurent knows about this thing's reactivity. Lance! Hey, buddy.
Salutations. Promise I
Lance.
wasn't sleeping.
Um, right now, we find you on the steps of King's Cross Station. We can find you there standing with your trolley of luggage. You're looking around left to right, and you can see a concourse of people, a kerfuffle of noises, people talking, people departing with family and what have you. And do you have any family around?
I imagine my brother would be here coming with me and maybe little sister seeing me off if she wants to.
I think he says, "Now you're coming in as an older year, not first year. So there's gonna be people who are gonna already have their little cliques and their groups, and you need to get yourself right in there. Just find somebody and just like a knife, stick it in, and pry it open. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, you'll do fine." He says, like a little shake to your head, completely messing up your hair.
He kind of winces and pushes him off and kind of tries to look in one of the train windows and try and fix his hair before he presents himself.
Your little sister underneath is like, I don't get why you get to go to Hogwarts and not me.
I'm sure Mom will let you go at some point. Hopefully a little earlier than me.
Yeah. She said that she had to do a little bit better in the preemptive testing. So she looks up and just glares at her older brother.
Dummy.
You say that to her?
Yeah.
She's immediately going to kick him in the shins. Hey, hey, little gremlin, back up! Your brother tries to go off and grab her. And
It's not mean if it's true.
you're able to say your goodbyes to them. You head on to that golden and crimson carriage. You see on the side in golden lettering, Hogwarts Express. You can see the steam of the engine starting to rev up, rolling down the train, down the track. You can see the bits of water coming down off of it, hitting the ground. You can hear that sizzling of it boiling. Hogsmeade Station, 5 minutes! You can hear further. And as you pull up and step up to the train, you can see in front of you is 2 girls. And maybe some others. You know what? No. We'll start with one. Gigi. Faith, you here?
Hello. Yep.
You are there with your grandmother, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So they're like right at the gate. Her grandmother has walked her all the way there. Can you give us a description of your grandmother, Gigi?
She's got a very aristocratic, noble look to her. Very well done hair, dressed to the umpteenth teeth. She's just a very stern and serious looking grandmotherly figure.
Let me get something really quick here. That's the wrong one. She says, "Oh, do they know? Professor Sinistra has been teaching astronomy for how long now? To give my granddaughter a tea? How dare she? What does she know?"
Not very much, I'm afraid. But there's other places to make it up.
Remember, if she complains about you correcting her, what do you tell her?
Tell her go back to sleep.
Very good, very good. All right. Represent the Lockhart name.
Will do.
If your father could be here, he'd be very proud.
One day.
And you head up onto the train. I think she turns and lands. You and her, the grandmother, briefly lock eyes. She kind of looks you up and down, what are you looking at?
I'll give a very polite just nod at her
and head up onto the train. Kind of following after this girl. Just because she's in front of you in line. You walk for a little while. There's a long train hallway. It's very, very thin. You can see compartment after compartment after compartment on your right, and they're all filled to the brim with students, one after another after another. And then on your right-hand side, you can hear this girl in front of you, the Holly. Gigi, what do you say when you see her in the compartment?
Ollie, there you are. I wasn't sure I'd be able to find you.
Oh, hi, Gigi. Be careful. That plant on the other side is a fireseed bush.
Oh.
It's wrapped in tinfoil.
No, it's out.
It's gonna light the compartment on fire, Jeff. It has to have some kind of protective things.
Okay, probably.
It's
All right.
Moses in the burning bush. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you should let her serve biblical realness.
Well, it's nice to see that you think so fondly of me that you had to reserve a spot. Appreciate it. Now, how do you go about handling this?
It's also really hot in the compartment, and that's why Holly has had to put open the window.
Yeah, she has it's her sitting on one end, and then right across from her is the fireseed bush wrapped in tinfoil, and she has her leg propped up on that end. It's legitimately the worst possible position she could put herself. How I handle it? Very carefully.
Oh, okay. She's gonna go up and try and pick it up.
It has like a seat belt on or something.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like latched in.
Yeah, you're like, it's in there pretty good. And then, Holly, that's when you notice a boy who currently is like peering into the compartment and probably in his mind is debating whether or not to take the first compartment out of 6 of them that actually has seats or to just go sit in the very uncomfortable sitting car, because there is currently a bush that has no leaves but instead just fire, partially covered in tinfoil, also strapped down. Yeah, but that's when you notice him peering
I
in.
know it's cold outside, but I think having an open flame that close might not be the safest.
Oh, hello. Oh, and don't worry. I don't think it's very unlikely for a fire seed bush to set anything on fire. Aside from
Right.
incredibly flammable things. And
Like
old wood.
clothes
And yeah,
wands.
clothes and it will burn you if you try to touch it, and you shouldn't ever drop it because it would definitely start.
And that's, Lance, when you can feel a sudden jolt. The whole train moves. Holly quickly jumps forward to make sure that the plant doesn't fall, and the whole train begins to chug, chug, chug down the track.
Well, I suppose I should sit before anything happens. Is it all right if I make my way in here? I'll promise I'll be quiet. Just going to read
Oh,
a book.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Lance, you're able to put your things over in the overhead compartment, and let's get some character descriptions, huh? So, first of all, we will get Gigi, as you would sit maybe like across from her. I'll get the art up. You can already start though, Gigi, if you want.
Yeah, Gigi's got a bundled mess of like golden blonde hair that goes a little past her shoulders right now. Definitely a bit looser clothing. She's got a backpack that has, well, it's actually more like a duffel bag. You can see maybe some books creeping out of it, but none of them look to be very new. They're all a bit older. But she'll kind of like go and set her duffel bag down, and she goes to like do the pull on the curtain to open up the compartment above, and just like looks back towards you and it's like, "Oh, new guy."
Oh, well, yeah, we actually can't just glance over that, right? Because you did figure that out last year, right?
Mhm.
Gigi grabs like a curtain cord from the window and just like pull, pull, pull 3 times, and then you watch the ceiling unfold outward, and you can see beds fall out as well for like bunk beds above.
Is this a particularly long train ride?
Depends on your definition of long, but you know, this is the
It's
Lockhart.
about 8 hours.
Well, guess I should settle in then.
And let's get a Holly description. What does he see? Jeff?
Sorry, I had to message back my DoorDasher. Um, Holly is a sort of average height girl, a little bit on the shorter side. She has very long, like wavy, strawberry blonde hair. Um, very like rounded features. She's got freckles. Um, and aside from a very lively appearance, another thing that is noticeable is that it seems like she has a broken leg. She has a leg in a cast, and there is a crutch, like kind of leaning, um, very unceremoniously on her right side, kind of pinned between her and the compartment wall.
And
He kind
Lance.
of glances
Go.
at your cast, just lets his mind just kind of think what could have gone wrong. He thinks about saying something. You see him open his mouth, and then he changes his mind and kind of like clears his throat and looks back down.
Ryan, I'd like to give you inspiration for very good descriptions. Let me like for what you're doing, even though you had no line, really great description. I need to add you to the inspo tracking. Lance, and then okay, so we do inspo. Second. We do inspo on the inspo tracking channel in Monday nights. Added your name and there's like a little star, and then you're able to click that star and it will say a 2. And if it's a 2, then you have inspiration and you can roll at advantage at some
Nice.
point. And along with descriptions, let's get a character description.
So Lance is kind of a thin, gangly, slightly pale individual. Some nice, like intellectual glasses, kind of unkempt hair. Just kind of he holds himself well, but like his hair is just kind of like, oh shit, I was kind of late, and I should probably do something with this to get it at least
Your
somewhat
brother messed it
presentable.
up even more too.
Yeah. But he's got kind of like a neutral-ish smile, not necessarily friendly or um, angry, more so just doesn't know you guys, doesn't really uh, had the chance to reach out yet. So, but he's wearing uncolored robes for
Of course.
now.
Yeah, you'd probably be wearing just so you understand the canon. Canonically, you like show up in like not robes, and then at some point they like over an intercom or like put on your shit, and and then you put the robes on, and the robes that you would have a gray trim. Yes. Mhm. All right. Um, our train rolls down the track as London proper disappears in the view to the left-hand side, and the rolling Scottish countryside, entirely blanketed by thick white snow. Um, it's still cold out right now. It's probably going to be another month or so until it actually properly thaws. Um, the train ride, however, in here is pretty warm. You got to think, it might actually be a little colder where everyone else is. We find probably Gigi like hanging upside down from one of the compartments above. People are talking there.
She's definitely giving him the rundown on her dad's famous exploits.
Okay, so Gigi has been talking your ear off about a person. Gigi, should I give it over to you? Do you want to say something?
Yeah, so during this whole ride, she will take out various books, and and on every book, she opens up like the forward, and you see the picture of Gilderoy Lockhart. She's like, that's my dad, that's my dad. And then she like skims through the whole book, like detailing certain bits and pieces.
All of you find out about this amazing man. Can you go ahead and make me a history of magic check?
I would be more than happy to.
Hmm.
Do I click shift for advantage,
Um,
or is it just roll
I
twice?
think maybe I'm just going to double check here. You would have advantage. Um, I'm just wondering, did you grow up in the UK?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then definitely advantage. So are you using the website?
Yes.
Yeah, so you should be able to click, and then it'll say you click the advantage button, and then you click roll it.
Okay, yeah, there we go. 26.
Natural 20.
Oh, natural 20. Yeah,
That's
okay.
a natural
He
20.
just thinks.
Oh my gosh!
You actually
I rolled two
natural
20s.
You rolled 2 nat 20s.
It's a good
That's
first roll.
insane. That's crazy. Wow.
Hoping that's important for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah. You don't know, Ryan. The last episode we had terrible rolls.
Avery walked our asses around like a fucking dog.
That's
Oh,
why my character
yeah.
had to die. Is there needed to be a blood sacrifice to have her.
Sacrifice has been made.
Okay, so it's a natural 20. You actually know a hell of a lot already about Gilderoy Lockhart. And the more you listen to this girl, you probably are, she's a new person. You're not going to necessarily jump right down her throat right at the first get-go, but you know about Gilderoy Lockhart. You know that he was a very famous writer and has since been very defamed. Rightfully so. He is infamous. It was discovered that most of his writings, while many of them were true, were not actually done by him, that he was just a writer. You know that it is also claimed, but technically not proven, that he used memory charms to wipe other people's memories of what they did and then claim what they did. So he was a big plagiarizer. He was very charismatic. He had a lot of people that were with him. And then there was an incident after he became the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor at Hogwarts, where he lost nearly all of his memory. And I guess with a nat 20, you would be aware, maybe you read maybe in one tiny portion of some kind of like newspaper article that he was receiving treatment at St. Mungo's. So you look up this girl who, I mean, when you introduced yourself, you would have introduced yourself with the last name.
100%, yeah.
100%. So this girl who seems to be very proud of the fact that she is a Lockhart and is talking your ear off about all of the false things that her father has done. And you're sitting there, and as she makes the claim about
You see,
some other damn thing.
chapter 3, silencing the scream of shadows. There I was, standing face to face with the most wretched banshee one could ever imagine. She goes on.
And that's when you can hear a jingle. Ding, 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 ding. Anything from the trolley, sweetheart? An old woman shows up with a trolley of goods, and Lance, you're kind of like, oh, thank God.
He'll stand up at like a lightning speed and he'll pull out a sickle. He said, "What could this get me?"
Just a single sickle. Let me see here. And we didn't give you starting wealth. You can go ahead and roll me, we'll say 1d6.
Okay.
Oh, and use exclamation, not slash. Exclamation
Okay.
point R space 1d6. It's just better. Most of the time.
6.
Oh, nice. You got 6 galleons. That's like $60. But
Sweet.
to answer your question, just a single. Unfortunately, we have pumpkin pasties, but those are going to be 2. We've got chocolate ones for 6, paper rims for 4, fizzing Whizbees for 13, those are going fast, elephant on unicycle for 5, and a Bertie box have a flavour bean box now on sale for 6 sickles, as well as, of course, chocolate frogs, always the crowd pleaser at 1 galleon.
Lance.
Yes.
You see like Holly, she has kind of turned, she has like a tiny little like a frog shaped coin purse that she like pops open. She like digs around in there for a moment and then hands you a galleon.
Oh,
Get what you want.
thank you. He'll just kind of take it and I guess I'll have a chocolate frog then.
Go. She'll take their one, and she looks back and says, "I'll give you the pumpkin pasties for the last tickle then." Hmm? She's offering you pumpkin pasties for one sickle, along with the chocolate frog.
I think I'm good, thank you.
Just fine. And she will grab you a chocolate frog. She hands you that little pentagonal box. And if you want, you can roll me 1D101.
What a random number.
That's as many cards as there are.
88.
Okay. And so I'll get to that in a second. But she looks to the rest. Anything else? I'm going to take that as a no.
Could I get a Do you have canary creams?
Ooh, unfortunately, I am all out.
Oh, those are my favorites.
They're sold by Weasley Wizard Wheezes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get a pumpkin pasty? And she'll like put out the 2 sickles, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she'll give you like a little bag of them for you. These beautiful little biscuits that are in the shape of tiny pumpkins. Some of them even have different like faces on them. It looks like you got something left over from like the Halloween version of these.
Oh yeah, Halloween candy.
And the trolley lady takes her leave. Enjoy your semester.
Thank
Anything
you.
from the trolley? Continues down. And Lance, you have this little box in your hand. Have you ever had one before?
I don't know if he would have gotten to enjoy it.
Maybe your mother always was like, mm-mm, too
I
expensive.
think Percival might have had more experience than I would, but
Holly, you can just see him like looking down at this box. Hasn't yet opened it.
Do you need help?
I suppose I'm not really familiar with these.
She like goes to reach over and then like pulls back. Actually, you should probably get Gigi to open that. Every single time I've opened a chocolate frog box, they've all jumped out a window or on the floor and gotten stepped on, or in someone's tea, or
Listen, there's a key to it. See, you got to open it with the one hand here so that your other arm is free to catch the frog as soon as it pops open.
Oh, well, I
Okay.
tried that and I ended up smacking it into someone. It was Wilfred, so it wasn't that bad, but
You know, Wilfred just always standing where he shouldn't be.
and then he ate it. Which just really sucks because it was my frog.
Well, if we catch it, you can have my frog. How about that? I'll take as a thank you for paying for it.
Of course.
Lance, make me a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
Get ready for the double nat ones or something. It's pretty good. The +0, you still get a 15. So you kind of like look around at the two girls. They're both looking at you. You pop the top off, and they leap out. You're able to grab one just by the back leg, and the last leg is trying to get out of you, and it's flopping down underneath of you. Got it.
He'll pull out like a little bit of fabric and swap it from his hand so he's not getting his hand germs
Chocolatey.
on it. since he's handing it to Jess.
Wow, that's impressive. You know, you might have a future with the Quidditch team.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'll have time.
She kind of looks him over, notices the glasses on the more scrawny build, and is like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Lance will hold up the frog that's now in like a little handkerchief. And he'll
You can see the
push
face
it
looking
towards
at
you,
you like,
Holly.
please don't eat me.
Oh, thank you.